Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And she just got done watching She-Ra Season 3.
You mean all 6 episodes?
All 6 episodes, 2.5, Season 2.5.
It's 6 episodes. It's supposed to be a quote-unquote a season.
A quote-unquote
I still
season.
love when that one media outlet, I forget which one it was now, was basically like, well, the original She-Ra only had 2 seasons. Yeah! At how many episodes?
Like 93, I think.
Yes, but no. This one had 3 seasons because they had 7 episodes in one season and 6 in another. So
Okay. Anyway, I did not watch it. I didn't watch Season 2 either, so you're going to have to lead this one. Before we get into the video, guys, thank you so much for all the subscriptions, all the upvotes, all the likes. It's definitely helped the channel. We want to keep bringing more content like this, our thoughts on She-Ra, so please subscribe if you haven't done so already.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll give it this. It did seem more, like, focused. Like, other seasons, they were kind of, like, taking these side trips here and side trips there. These little, you know, oh, look, we're having a tea party. Oh, look, we're having a little tent party outside of the place we're going to storm. And this one kind of stayed mostly on target for what the story.
On target.
It stayed on target because there was only 6 episodes and they were trying to get all this in. It's like the first season they had so many episodes and they took all the fluff and filler. They could have probably condensed it down to just a few episodes. It was like that where it actually stayed on the story, more the main story, and less on these side things that no one really cares
No
about.
slumber parties, no princess prom.
No princess prom, no slumber party.
Okay, so you know, I gotta ask about Hordak because I did watch part of the one episode with Hordak's origin. Spoiler, this is not...
Oh, yeah. Spoiler, I'll tell you spoilers now. If you don't want spoilers, turn it off. If you don't give a crap, keep listening.
God, this is not my Hordak. This is not the Hordak that...
Of course it's not. You're a problematic male.
This is not Hordak. He's a puss. He's got daddy issues. He's got an inferiority complex.
Right. Well, he's a clone. So that's like glossed over it because, you know, oh, we can't, we do this, we're going to be mad. So we'll just make him a clone.
A clone of a better Hordak, Horde Prime. Now, in the original, Horde Prime was just sort of this like giant robot hand, and you never really understood what he was. Some people thought it was Hordak's brother, but he was like the emperor of the Horde. But Hordak was still like the Darth Vader. He was a badass.
Yeah, he wasn't, this is not the Hordak from the 80s, that's for sure. This Hordak is, you know, he's got his best friend entrapped in now, you know, with this kind of yeah, pretty much the kind of alluding of possibly, you know, something going on there. And his when she comes in and sees him that he's working on stuff, but his body is not working right and falling apart. They have him like passing out.
Oh, God.
And she has to run towards him.
So Hordak gets the vapors.
He gets the vapors because he's weak. So she builds him this this new suit of armor, it's like an exoskeleton to help him stay strong. Because without it and without her, he's just a problematic weak male clone. I mean, we're assuming he's male clone.
Don't assume his gender. Oh God, this is ridiculous. Now Hordak. Okay, so. In Masters of the Universe, Hordak was more of a sorcerer. He was more of a warlord. He had like magic powers, and that was the same with the 2002 reboot. In the original She-Ra cartoon, he did have a lot of technology. He
put his face on it.
Yeah, with his face on. He put his face on.
I will admit that was a little weird.
He put his face on everything. His ships, his everything.
I'm surprised they're trying to compare this to like the whole Trump thing. They aren't sticking his face on everything.
God, but he clearly was a cyborg in the original because, you know, he could change his arm into a gun and he could turn into a magic rocket ship with his face on it.
Yeah, but now he's a clone.
He's a clone.
And the suits to help keep him, you know, going because it's holding him together. Because he was flawed as a clone and he was cast out because he wasn't perfect. So, you know, accept this is a meaning on that's one thing they keep pushing on this season was you're perfect just the way you are kind of thing. You know, nobody accepts me either, you know, that kind of thing.
He's fragile and he needs a woman's touch.
Well, I'm surprised they went there. Anyway, because it seems like everybody needs women's touch, even most of the other women in the show. So
everybody needs some touching and loving and rubbing and tugging on She-Ra.
But the second episode, they're going into this Crimson Waste, right? And so Adora decides she's going to go, because they bring Mara into it, and Mara's not the bad guy they thought she was. And it turns out, like, they did do this from the same story like the original, where she was brought in as a baby, but this time they summoned a portal and she was brought through the portal as a baby. And so with the Mara and them from another world, so only people that can lift the sword are people from wherever Adora's from. Okay. No one in this planet can lift this, can be a She-Ra anyway. That's why she's special. It had to be someone from her world.
Only if she's worthy?
I don't know. Well, if someone from her world, no one can lift it. So they didn't say it had to be worthy. So they have that going on. And then they didn't have much going on with Light Hope in this one. And there was no Swiftwind at all. I'm not complaining about that for a moment.
There's no Swiftwind at all?
No, thank the Lord. And
doesn't he have shorts now or something they're doing with him?
Oh, they are, and they're terrible.
Horsey shorts.
And it's as lame as ever, where they have the serious moments of things. Well, you have because you left off with Shadow Weaver, and now Shadow Weaver came to find Adora, but now they're keeping her prisoner in one of their extra bedrooms. But they took some of the cushions out, and that's their prison. And she's dying, so she teaches Adora how to heal with her powers so that she could heal her. And when they do it, all it reminds me of is Atlantis, the Disney Atlantis, Kita, or whatever, I think her name's Kita. They had that, they pretty much ripped that whole scene off. You know how, like, her mom in the Atlantis, she died because the crystal took her over, and then they had her, like, float with her arms out and her eyes went all weird. Yeah. And then she was like, they did that. But that's her healing power. She just kind of like glazes her eyes over and her arms go out like, that. And then she can heal people. She lays hands on them. That's what she does. She touches them and then they heal.
She lays hands on them.
She lays hands on them.
Okay.
But they won't call it that. She touches them and then they heal. And so now she has the power. So she heals Shadow Weaver. And now Shadow Weaver's going to help them because she wants to stick it to Hordak. And she's the one who tells them about Hordak's portal.
Okay. So let me get. So all the bad guys are good guys, they just don't know it.
Pretty much.
I hate this.
Oh, it gets better. Just wait.
Hordak's a conqueror.
The second episode, they go into the Crimson Waste. Her, Bo, and Glimmer go in because they're looking for this first one's tech. And when they go in, they find this big skeleton-looking thing, and they go inside, and it turns out to be like a bar, like a cantina type thing. And they're like, blend in, try to act tough. And Bo says, "Good afternoon, fellow patrons, except I don't care if you have a good afternoon because I'm bad." I'm totally serious.
What?
That's what he said.
See, I dropped it after the first season. I think I got to episode like 10, and then I watched the finale. And when they did the Care Bear stare, I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, well, they go into this cantina and they're like, act tough, and that's what he says. Good afternoon. But I don't care if you have a good afternoon because I'm bad.
Do you have any kittens to kick and puppies to rape? I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, whoa.
That's a really bad guy.
Wow. Anyway, that got dark quick.
Puppy raping Pete.
Stop. Don't even joke.
As he twirls his mustache.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to think of like what a villain would do.
I don't think they're going to say that.
Well, if they're really bad. Hordak wouldn't, though.
I'm like,
because he's not that bad.
Why is that what you go to?
I don't know.
Should I be worried?
No.
Do I need to call someone?
No, and I love my dog, but not in that way.
Okay, I'm just a little bit. That's what you went for? Anyway, I don't even know how to follow that. So, and then they meet Gina Davis's character, Huntara, and then she's like...
How do you follow that with Gina Davis?
Yeah, this big, muscly, burly character who, Dora's falling all over. Huntara keeps saying, "Don't trust anyone, ha ha ha," which means don't trust me either, which is clearly obvious what they were doing.
Always do that. They do that in Solo, too.
I know.
Woody Harrelson's like, yeah, don't, I'd shoot you.
I know. It was so obvious. So, of course, they capture Dora, and then they get away, and then they find out that she's She-Ra, and Huntara, I guess, saw the ship that Mara was on and knows what She-Ra is, so she helps them escape. And then Catra's thing in this one, she laughs at everything. Like, when they're going to punish her with death or whatever, she's like, ha ha ha, Hordak, you're just basically a loser who just sits in his room and can't do anything for yourself.
Well, they turn him into like a sad emo.
Well, Catra just laughs at everything. I mean, seriously, when the bad guy's harassing her, ha ha ha, that's the best you got. Ha 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 ha. It's really annoying after a while. She just laughs at everything. Just like, ha 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 ha. It's like, what the flip? And then they have, of course, she ends up being the leader of the bad guys, of course, because they have a tongue lasher in an episode. Everybody's excited, right? Tongue lasher. Woohoo, tongue lasher. Tongue Lasher's literally in it for a few minutes. And of course, you know, all these characters, a lot of them are women. So he's one of the men that show up. Don't even make that joke. Just stop while you're, don't even.
And you thought the other one was bad.
Yeah, no. So anyway, he's a man, so he's a problematic man, of course. So you have to know his
name like Tongue Lasher.
His toxic masculinity is his downfall. And of course, Catra laughs at him and make a whole thing about, that's your name? Says the one named Catra and the one named Scorpia.
You won't be laughing for long once you see my powers.
Yeah, well, he has a whip that she wants.
Okay.
So she kicks his butt and then takes his whip and then leaves him in quicksand. And then she becomes the leader of all his people.
Because she has a whip.
And we're talking like a matter of a couple minutes. His whole section is like 5 minutes.
That's sad.
And they're like, who's most powerful? She is. And they're like, what's the catchphrase for using the whip? Say whip. And then they had him say whip.
What?
Yeah. So they completely wasted. I mean, in CBR. Admits they wasted that. And then here's the thing about CBR.
Let's talk about
I just want to
that.
mention this, okay? Literally, they have done, 13 articles since the 1st of August on She-Ra.
Yes.
I think Dreamworks is paying them or something because there is an awful lot of articles on She-Ra on the comic book resources. Like a ridiculous number. They're clearly being paid something to do this.
Yeah, there are, because they're trying to spam the Google News with this. 13 separate articles on the new 6-episode season of She-Ra from August 1st through today. Literally every day.
They had 3.
They had 3 on August 6th.
3 articles. They're talking about set up season 4. There hasn't even been an announcement that I know of for a season 4.
No.
And God willing, they'll stop this. Because at the end of the show, they turn around and it just goes on. They turn the portal on. It's just, you know, whatever. And it warps reality. And then the reality changes and disappears. I would hope so much they warped the shit out of this show when it disappeared. I mean, because it's not, this is not She-Ra. This is...
Yeah, it's clearly, again, you know, we talked about that. Now, I can't say anything because I haven't seen season 2 and 3. But what I saw of the original show, it's like, look, there were some parts that were good-ish. If it was called something else. If it was called something else.
Well, they brought Madame Raz back in this one.
She was okay.
I didn't mind her. I didn't mind Catra, except this time they keep making her laugh at everything, and she's like, oh yes, they have this whole thing going on with Scorpia and Catra. And Scorpia keeps blushing and making big anime eyes at Catra.
Oh, God.
And, you know, it's just... And at the end of this, they end up that Adora finally, you know, stands up to Catra, and now she's like... Not, you know, she's like staring her down and stuff, and not the whole, should I, you know, she's still my friend, I should save her. Now she's just like, F you at the end. Of course they save Shadow Weaver, but they kill Angela.
Spoiler.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't kill her. They just trapped her between worlds. You know damn well they're gonna go back and get her back. Because that leaves Glimmer without any parents. So, yeah.
Okay, so they have not announced the season 4. Netflix is cutting back on expense. Like big time. They're really pinching pennies. The show is pretty expensive. So there hasn't been an official announcement yet of a season 4, but it does end on a cliffhanger.
Well,
kind of.
Not really. They could have wrapped up. They can be wrapped up there. Well, they have the Horde Prime apparently saw the signal of the portal, and now him and all his soldiers are like heading for them. But do we care?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a season 4. There hasn't been any word on it. I mean, at least with the first, 3, quote unquote seasons, you knew everybody was working on the show. Who knows what's going on now? And again, with Netflix, cutting costs because they're bleeding money, they're losing a lot of money. I think the first shows that are going to get chopped, unfortunately, are going to be a lot of animated series. We saw they chopped Tuca and Birdie. I'm worried they're going to end the Dragon Prince before, it's done.
Well, I'm reading this here, and it says, when I first pitched a show, I approached it if I had 1 season, but now we have 4 arcs of 13 episodes. But you've only done 2 13-episode segments.
Yeah, it's not going to, I can guarantee you it's not going to go that long. I can almost guarantee it. So, I don't know. I mean, at least, hopefully, for people who do like the show, at least Netflix gives them an opportunity to wrap up the dangling threads.
I just was like, really? I mean, Hordak was a puss, and he was a shut-in puss. Catra just went off the deep end and kept laughing at everybody, mocking everybody, and just being, you know, just that laugh got really annoying really quick. I mean, it's come on, you know, it's just getting really annoying. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's better. It's better than in the point of it stays on story more than the other two seasons do. If I'm being fair, I'll give it that positive, that it did stay on the story and it didn't take all these tangents off of waste episodes. It used all 6 episodes and it stayed on the story, and you could follow it. It was boom, 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 boom. I'll give it that, because the other 2 seasons, that's not the case. And it wasn't full of the frilly princess prom, even though they did get a party joke in there, because when they capture She-Ra and get her sword, Scorpia and Catra and these new people that were Tongue Lasher's army are having a party, or having a celebration, and then she's like, Catra like, oh, they say they call us a party. So they did get a party thing, but it was nowhere near like the stupid season 1.
Right, yeah, season 1 was like, oh my god, this is childish. This is just really childish.
I mean, this one I think is more grown up in theming than the other seasons. It doesn't. It feels like the same show, but it doesn't. If that makes sense. Like it just seems like if you saw season 1 and saw this, it was like they completely have a different feel to it.
Chuck Austin.
Well, he's listed now with her on the producers.
I gotta wonder, because he was not involved very heavily in the first season till the very end, and then the next thing you know, he's co-showrunner.
You never hear him. He's supposed to be co-showrunner, producer on this. You only ever hear about Noelle Stevenson's team. Noelle Stevenson. Why aren't they ever mentioning him? Because he's listed with her as producer.
Yeah, because it destroys the narrative that it's just a bunch of women working on the show. I think the change probably came with Chuck Austin. I think they probably brought Chuck Austin in because he is a veteran. He's been working on a lot of animated shows, and I think they probably brought him in to get things on course. Like, what the hell is going on here? You know, as everything's kind of like free falling. Yeah. Because that first season, it was painful. It was painful to watch. It literally was like, what the hell is going on?
I honestly just don't care. And the thing is, it's like, I just don't care anymore. And I watched it because I told people I would, because I needed to review it. But I just don't give a shit, to be completely honest. I mean, if it was its own thing and it wasn't called She-Ra, you know, it wouldn't be too terrible. But this is not She-Ra. And I'm so tired of hearing that it is. I do like Entrapta. I did like Catra. I don't like Catra this season. The best friend squad annoys the hell out of me, and thank God they didn't put Swiftwind in this one. But it's just like, I like Madame Raz, but I mean, most of it, I don't really care for it. However, I will say, of the 3 seasons, I think this one was the best season, and this was the most focused season. And it felt like it was actually possibly written by people who are trying to mature as writers, and not the Princess Prom
slumber parties.
And it wasn't a big push. I mean, they did kind of push Scorpia and Catra. It's like Scorpia has the hots for Catra, but they really were not pushing that whole agenda in this. I mean, other than the women being strong women, they weren't pushing. They were not pushing. I felt they were pushing that at all. No Seahawk in this one either.
No Seahawk.
No.
None at all. Mm-mm. No song and dance numbers.
Nope. Nope. And
no singing, dancing horses. No singing, dancing, semen.
The only guys they had...
Sing and dance.
The only guy they had was Bo, who makes comments like he made when he walked into the cantina. Hordak, who's just, passing out on the floor and he's Entrapta to pick him up.
He's got the baby.
Tongue Lasher, whose ass they kicked in 5 minutes and threw into a quicksand pit.
That guy had with Grizzlor, too. They had him in for like a minute in the one.
No, there's a character that looks like him, but it's not. They got Kyle in there, but only in a flash, like in the one last episode. I'm trying to think of the other guys. They brought in King Micah in this, because she's supposed to the alternate reality or warped reality. He was still alive, and they brought him in. Billy got to see him for a few minutes, and that's pretty much the guys in the show.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that again, this disappoint. Look, I get the show's not for me. Right, I totally get that. But when you're going to use the evil horde, and the best you can come up with is like Catra and Kyle, when Hordak had like the armies of freaking hell at his disposal in the original. I mean, you had Grizzlor and Mentana and Leech and Modulok.
Oh, they're not allowed to touch them probably, and I'm not gonna. Or they might be, but they're not. So I'm not knocking it. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, at least they're not ruining these characters.
They just ruined Tongue Lasher.
Tongue Lasher's a weird one, though, that they actually could use him because he technically is a Masters of the Universe character. He was one of the Snake Men. They did put him in the Evil Horde in the original She-Ra series, but he actually was one of the Snake Men. So it's kind of like they're very selective on which characters they get. Like, we get Tongue Lasher before we get Montana, who was kind of like his bumbling comic sidekick, you know.
I have no explanation. I have no explanation. Oh, one more thing I was going to mention before we wrap this up too. Oh, and the other thing they did right before they made Angela disappear or whatever was that she and Adora are the ones left in this altered reality, because as the reality's coming across, it was kind of like a Doctor Who episode where the reality was all everybody was disappearing when they got touched by the light or whatever. Yeah. It was kind of like that. So everybody's disappearing and embraced from memory. It was like the crack in the wall. And she takes a sword out to save everybody, but she says to Adora that she's going to do it because this is secret. Is she's a coward. Angela's always a coward. She's always the queen that stays behind because she's actually a coward. And they said that.
Oh, come on.
They made her a coward, but now she's going to rectify that by trapping herself because she's always a coward. Until now. So they did that.
Well, that's damn disappointing. I'm glad I'm not watching.
People probably sound like I'm on Quaaludes, and I'm not. I'm just like
completely apathetic to the show.
Which is bad.
I don't really care. I'm just worried about, in general, just Netflix. Again, that they're starting to chop animated series because of the expense. She-Ra, I could care less about. Dragon Prince, I will be very upset.
Yeah, I like Dragon Prince.
Yeah, Hilda, I would be upset.
Yep.
But these shows are expensive. People don't realize how much even a crappy animated show costs. I mean, we're talking just a basic show. We're talking probably $500,000 to $700,000 an episode. She-Ra is probably on the higher end of that, to be honest, given the voice cast and everything. So, Netflix is looking to cut corners, and they might start chopping animation. So there really is no guarantee that they're going to finish a show.
Well, I think Dreamworks is desperately trying to hold on to it, which is hence all the pressure on Mattel, hence all the toys out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because there might be something that if they give it up, then the rights revert back to Mattel, and Mattel could go to Sony like they're doing with the Masters of the Universe movie and be like, do a She-Ra movie, do a new She-Ra show.
I don't know about that, but I just know that Mattel, they suddenly put toys out of nowhere. Nothing. Yeah. No retweeting, no promotion, zero, zilch. Bam, out of nowhere. Like right before, just a couple months ago. Hey, by the way.
When it's time to renew, and Netflix has a tendency to chop shows after 3 seasons.
Right.
That's sort of their MO. Everybody jokes about, a show on Netflix gets 3 seasons and then it's done. So who knows? I don't know.
I just want to say real quick if Mattel listens. Hey, Mattel, we have a P.O. box. I will gladly accept dolls if you send them. I will be fair. If they are good, I will say so. If they aren't good, I will also say so. But you could also send me some cool things like those She-Ra dolls, the big ones with the brushable hair and the classics that were so nice and lovely and that we liked. I mean, you probably won't, but my P.O. box is in the description, so feel free.
Okay.
I will promise to review them. You give them to other toy people, but I'm the She-Ra person, so I promise I will review them and I will be fair.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up?
Yes.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.